data management continues to be a challenge for managers. The problem is sometimes that they get stuck on the early phases of the project, just focusing on simple things like having a single security master or a single pricing source. We find that makes it very difficult to build a business case that's strong enough to justify the big investments. If you're going to start building out a stronger data management strategy, that's going to take significant investment. So building a business case that doesn't just make sense to one part of the operation, to operations or settlement, that's really difficult. So how do you get relevant to not just one part of the organization, but also to risk, to finance, to sales and to marketing? Our research shows that close to 65% of firms haven't really started to execute on a data management strategy. And that is because they run out of steam. There isn't a strong enough business case that was built initially. In order to stay relevant to the entire business, not just part of the business, managers really need to focus on the benefits of data management to investors, to traders, to risk managers, to fund accountants, really across the entire front, middle and back office. So building that wide business case is really the main challenge. When we talk to asset managers, they all agree that data management is really important. But it's also a huge risk. Very often managers get stuck at this talking about it, planning about it stage. And that's because the size of the project tends to be really big. So if you're trying to make an impact across front, middle and back office, it can be very easy to be discouraged by lack of progress. So projects stall, there isn't enough progress when you move towards an end state. When managers ask us how can we actually get the business more involved in data management projects, we always go back to the basics. Don't just focus on operational benefits, but make sure that you understand how this helps you win new clients, how this helps you sell your products to additional segments of your customer base, how this helps with customer retention. As soon as we talk about those types of business benefits, there's a real click that happens within the managers. They start to understand this is not just an operational concern, this is not just a technology project, this is something that will actually contribute to revenue objectives and to the success of the whole firm. So it's always important when we talk about making a case for change. What's the cost of doing nothing? So the cost of doing nothing in data management is very clear. You still will have lines of business that don't understand the exposure that one client has across all of the product lines. That's important for the client service, but also for the risk management and the performance measurement within the firm itself. So being able to connect product silos together is hugely important. It also helps with getting a better understanding of what are the future needs of the customer base. If you can map the requirements and the product usage across one product silo, it does also give you much better insight into additional or future requirements for the customer. Every piece of research that CEB Group does points to one simple thing. Business people want as little as possible to do with IT, with technology. So as soon as they think that a project is really focused on technology benefits, they won't want to be involved. So the trick for IT managers and project managers that want to improve data management is to build that very strong governance model, to make sure that from the start of the project we start articulating what will this mean for the business. It will mean that you can go to market sooner with new products. It will mean that you have more insight into your customer preferences. It will mean that you will have a better competitive advantage compared to other managers looking at customer analytics. The best advice that we can give the business leaders is to get involved with data management. There are so many benefits to their business if they take an active governing role in steering the projects. The biggest downside risk of not getting involved is that centralized IT or centralized data services will do their own thing. And as we've seen in many projects in the past, that means you get low rates of adoption. There's a whole danger of desktop solutions appearing on people's desks, of having separate projects which are very poorly integrated with enterprise IT. So really get involved, make sure that you are part of the governance committee, make sure that you steer the IT professionals towards business use cases. How will this make a difference to our business? How will this help us make more money or reduce cost or increase our flexibility? As long as business managers are aligned to those same objectives, they will actually get tremendous benefit from involvement in these projects.